Welcome back to episode 2 of Genre Favorites, where I pick a genre I read this year and I tell you 3 books that were my favorite from said genre. Now today we are doing sports romance. I only really have 2 books for this genre. Sports romance isn't something that I really got into until halfway through the year. I am not yet an expert on sports romance, but we're gonna get there. Slowly but surely, we're gonna get there. In number 2 is Spiral by Bal Cabra. This is the second book in the Off the Ice series. I love this series so much. There's only 3 books out so far. The 4th one is coming out next year. This was definitely my favorite one. I read this one before I even read Collide, even though I read the 3rd one quite recently because it came out last month. This is still my favorite book of the series. I love this so much. This is fake dating, but fake dating done so well, where it actually makes complete sense why these 2 people would fake date and why it's beneficial for each party. I love the MMC in this, and I love Sage. She's such a great FMC. I really love Bal Cabra's writing. I really do. I hope after this series is finished, she carries on doing something else because I really think she's an author to look out for. I say this all the time, but I do think that. Okay, and my favorite out of all the 5 sports romance books I read this year is none other but The Striker by Anna Wong. I don't really think this is a well-liked book on here on Book Talk. I'm not really sure what the consensus is. I've not read any other Anna Wong books, so I don't really have any other avenues of which to judge from, but this was a 6-star read for me. I love both the characters. I love the writing. This has so much depth to it. This has so much for you to kind of get through and untangle. I was actually informed that people didn't like how this was quite waffly and too long. We ended up with The Defender, which is the sequel to this, which I refuse to talk about because everything that was good in this was taken out and The Defender was made. So I love the writing. The dialogue in this is so excellent. I love good dialogue. This just felt so natural, so organic. I love the banter, I love the humor, I love the setup. I have just realized also that these 2 books both have FMCs who are ballerinas, which makes sense to me actually because I love ballerinas. So that concludes my genre favorites of sports romance. If you've read any sports romance, what were your favorites? Let me know. I'll put them in my TBR for next year to get more into sports romance because it is a genre that I really like.